Harveerji, can you tell us about the significance of World Dairy Summit for the global and Indian dairy ecosystem?
Dairy sector is really very important for our country and farmers as well as to the consumer. And if we talk about this World Dairy Summit in Greater Noida, it is happening in our country after a gap of 48 years. And 1974, we had this International Dairy Congress. In this long period, we have moved ahead in a big way. India is one of the world's largest milk producer, and dairy sector has got a very big significance in Indian economy and in agriculture sector. Basically, India accounts almost 23% of the global milk production, and with 210 million ton, we are the largest milk producer in the world. In this scenario, when we are going to have a global summit in our country, actually we can understand the importance of that summit is going to be held in Greater Noida.
So the theme of the summit is dairy for nutrition and livelihood. So emphasis will be on how to nourish the world with safe and sustainable dairying and ensuring high quality and affordable prices for consumers, as also profitability for farmers.
Yes, the theme is very important. Dairy for nutrition and livelihood. If we talk about livelihood, there are almost 8 crore dairy farmers in our country. So our overall number of farmers in the country, if we talk about roughly 14 crore, when we have 8 crore dairy farmers, we can understand that the level of livelihood they are getting from dairy sector and the value of their produce. Milk has become the only commodity which has more value than any agricultural commodities, including oral food grain value is less than milk value. This is the importance for farmers. When we talk about nutrition point is very important for us. With growing production of milk in the country, the per capita availability of milk also has gone up significantly in our country. It is more than 400 gram per capita in the country right now. And you see that majority of Indians are vegetarian with the habit of food. So in that case, the protein and the fats available through the milk for a consumer. So in that case, the nutrition value among the citizens of the country, it is coming in a big way through the dairy products in our country.
The summit will showcase the transformational journey of smallholder dairy units in India. Can you tell us about the success of cooperatives in dairying in India so far? And can the cooperative model continue to be used for further growth and stability of the dairy sector?
In my opinion, cooperative model is the only model which can give a good thing to the dairy sector, to the farmers, to the production and the consumer also. We have seen, I think, one of the most successful stories through the cooperative in dairy sector globally. If we talk, we have seen the Amul model which starts around just in the last few years of pre-independence. And then the way we have the most important consumer brand is Amul, which are owned by Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, and it is a farmers collective, and crores of farmers are getting benefit. They are collectively creating wealth and distributing this wealth among themselves back. So the most of the income generated by the final products goes to the farmers. So that is the importance and the beauty of this cooperative model. Then, as you said, that it will be showcased the journey of success story of milk production growth in our country. We have seen this model. Then after that, Operation Flood was started and this National Dairy Development Board was established. With the help of NDDB and resources and technical skill, government tried to replicate Amul model to other part of the country in different states. We have almost every state where cooperative dairy federations are there, and many of them are really successful in terms of economic activity and profitability and the income of the farmers being added by these cooperatives in the country.
What is the role of technology and innovations at various stages of the dairy sector, from milk collection to milk procurement to milk storage to milk sale? Is the World Dairy Summit a platform for countries to benefit from each other's technological advancements in the sector?
Technology is the backbone of this dairy business. because being milk a perishable commodity, it is very difficult to preserve milk for a long time, even few hours without intervention of the technology. With the use of better technology, now all these collection centers for milk have chillers. Farmers pour the milk on the collection center and immediately it gets checked whether what is the percentage of fat in the milk, which determines the price of the milk for a particular farmer, and then it goes to the chiller, it gets stored in the specifically designed containers and goes to the unit for processing the milk plant. So, and even after that, the processing of the milk, whether it is being converted in value-added products like cheese, butter, skim milk powder or curd or even flavored milks. So everywhere there is a technological intervention and we are the first country who has basically developed the technology to produce cheese from buffalo milk. Because in our milk production, the share of buffalo milk is very big. And late Dr. Kurian, milkman of this country, invented this thing and he proved that earlier even Western countries only thought that the cheese can be produced only from the cow milk. And now we see this cheese market is growing very fast. So definitely technology is improving. In a big way, small chillers are there and solar powered chillers are there. So day by day, the technological improvement is making this business easy and increasing the farmer's income.
So what is the scope for further modernizing the Indian dairy sector so that the smallest of dairy farmer can benefit from this technological advancement which you have just detailed to us?
Basically, in dairy, as you know, and we are discussing that milk is most perishable commodity. The first step is to go through the clean milking process. Clean milk process in itself is a technology-driven thing. It starts from the fodder to the animal, to rear the animal properly, the kind of fodder animal has, the cleanliness at the time of milking and the container where it is being stored or transported or the processing where it is going through the pipelines, the sanitization and other cleaning process, very important. So through this new technology things are getting easier now.
Vijay, can we draw lessons from advanced nations to enhance our production even more, which you said is very high? India is the biggest milk producer of the world. But can we enhance our yield further, improve our per animal productivity further?
Yes, this is very important aspect. We have large population of animals, but per animal yield is very low compared to other countries. So basically the improvement of the breed and the health of the animal are very important to increase the milk production. And cooperative organizations are working on that, this artificial insemination and improvement of the breeds. So that is the way. Otherwise, now there is an estimation that in the next 1 decade, the additional milk production will be added into the world milk production. 2/3 will come from India. So now we can see that the future growth of the world dairy sector depends on India.
The current government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has laid great emphasis on enhancing farmer incomes. What is the importance of the dairy sector and other allied activities in achieving this goal?
To see that the majority of the policymakers and economists, everybody agrees that to enhance farmers' income, we cannot depend only on crop production because there are limitations. So the additional income will come from the sector like dairy. And dairy is a big contributor. As already I mentioned that the growth in dairy sector is more than 6%. And overall agricultural growth remains between 3 to 4% when there is a good growth in agriculture. Our food grain growth is not very big. So one can understand that high value dairy product and the higher growth, both these parameters are very important for enhancing farmers' income. So that emphasis being laid on this sector is very important. Now dairy farmers are also being treated like other farmers. There is a fund for technological upgradation in the processing to create more capacity of milk processing in the country, as well as interest subvention is also available to the dairy farmers. All these steps are very important and will support the growth of the dairy sector and a better income for farmers.
And what is the scope of cooperation among countries at the global level to collectively ensure that milk, wholesome source of nutrition for all age groups, is available in various forms, be it liquid or powdered or condensed, across the world, particularly in poor countries, at affordable prices, so that along with food security, milk security is also ensured and the world is able to minimize malnutrition?
The global trade of dairy sector is very competitive, and some advanced countries have their upper hand. And if trade barriers goes down, so that a country like India, where production is better and increasing, so we will be able to supply more dairy products in the global market. And the countries where production is not very good will be benefit out of it, because the prices will remain in a reasonable band, so that the nutrition security through dairy products will be beneficial to them. And India can play an important role providing this nutritional security through dairy product to least developed countries or developing countries, even developed economies. But there are some issues in trade, tariff and non-tariff barriers, so that discourage the export of dairy products to particularly developing countries. So I think global leaders must think these points, because the nutritional security and food security is a very important aspect to achieve sustainable development goal by UN and the global community.
Harveerji, thank you so much for this insightful discussion on the crucial aspects likely to be touched upon in the upcoming World Dairy Summit 2022.
Thank you.